Good morning, all of you. Why this tank is less, ma? Because of Holi, na? Because of Holi. So next thing, as part of our unit 4 is network address translation. So we can observe this scenario, a local area network, and the rest of the internet we can observe here. We are using a router to connect various devices to the internet. So here, if you observe at the router, so all the datagrams leaving this local area network have same single source IP address but different source port numbers. So you can look at here the IP address, but the port numbers are different. Same IP address with different port numbers here. The datagrams leaving this local area network 138.76.29.7, but source port numbers are different. Here these are the various IP addresses of the net nodes which are present in the local area network. Here all the datagrams leaving this the datagrams with the source or destination in this network have 10.0.0.24 address for source as well as for destination as usual. You can look at here. The 24 indicates the number of bits allotted for subnetting. Out of 32, 24 bits are allotted for subnetting. Here we are going to use the concept of network address translation. This network address translation is used to convert the address of the local area network into different IP address. And look at here. So the motivation is local area networks uses just one IP address, as all of us know, as far as outside world is concerned. So if you look at from the outside, all the users which are part of the local area network uses only one IP address. There are range of addresses not needed from internet service providers. Just we need only one IP address. Just one IP address for all part of the local area network. We can change the address of the devices in LAN without notifying the outside world. So without notifying the outside world, it is possible to change the address of the various devices which are part of local area network. You can change the internet service provider without changing the address of the devices in the local area network. So it is also possible to change internet service provider without changing the IP address of the devices in the local area network. You can look at the devices inside the LAN, inside the local net, not explicitly addressable, which are visible by outside world. Okay, here the outside may not know what is inside the local area network. So this is about network address translation. It is possible to change the internet service provider without changing the IP address. It is possible to change the IP address. Okay. So if you want to implement this network address translation, the router must. So if you look at the outgoing datagrams from the local area network or from the router, this need to replace source IP address as well as port number of the every outgoing datagram with net IP address and new port numbers. So router can replace the outgoing datagram source IP address as well as port number with NAT IP address and new port number. Okay, this port is replaced with new port number. Source IP address is replaced with NAT IP address. So here the remote clients or servers will respond using this replaced NAP address and NAT address and new port numbers as destination address. So the remote devices, the client device or servers will respond using the updated IP address and updated port numbers. So here this is one of the responsibility of porter. It has to replace the source IP address as well as port number of the all outgoing datagrams with NAT IP address and new port numbers. So here we need the router has to remember the pair source IP address and NAT IP address pair as well as source port number and new port number. So here remember in NAT translation table, every source, every datagram means source IP address and port number, the corresponding NAT IP address and new port numbers translation pair. So these translation pairs are maintained in the NAT translation table. Source IP address and the corresponding NAT IP address, source port corresponding new port number. So for the incoming datagrams, so this is at the about the outgoing datagrams, the router has to replace source IP address and port number with NAT IP address and new port numbers. For incoming datagrams, the router has to replace NAT IP address, the reverse here, and new port number with the corresponding source IP address and port number, which are also stored in the NAT table. Reverse operation. Outgoing means source IP address and port number are replaced with NAT IP address and new port numbers. For the incoming datagrams, NAT IP address and new port number are replaced by source IP address and port number, which are there in the NAT table. Reverse operation. But one more thing is it has to maintain the pairs, translation pairs. Source IP address and NAT IP address pair, port number and new port number are maintained in the NAT translation table. If you look at the network, this NAT translation label. So LAN side address and WAN side address. Here various LANs are connected to various into WANs by using routers. You can look at here the host address 10.0.0.1 send datagram destination address 128.119.40.186 with port number 80. So destination address, source address is this one, destination address is 128, this one, port number is 80. The second one, here there is NAT translation table. Will replace this addresses, right? NAT router changes datagram source IP address from. So here the source IP address and source port number are replaced by NAT IP address and new port numbers. So in this example, the source IP address 10.0.0.1 is mapped with 138.76.29.7. Okay, you can look at here. The source IP address is modified and port number is also, new port number is 5001. This is source IP address and port number, NAT IP address and new port number. So these are maintained in NAT translation table. NAT translation table. The destination address is same. You can look at here. The destination is same in both cases. But this can replace the source address and port number of the leaving datagram. Leaving datagram. This is second one. First one is source IP address and datagrams to so and so. Destination source address and destination. Second step, source address IP address is replaced by NAT IP address and so port number is replaced by new port number. So this is about for the incoming datagrams. Incoming datagrams. Reply arrives destination address 138.76.501. Here the NAT router changes datagram destination address. Here the destination address is changed. You can look at here. For the leaving datagrams, source address and port number are changed. For the incoming datagrams, destination address and port number are changed by using the same network translation table. See, destination address is replaced with the initial source IP address by using the network translation table. By using this is changed as this one. Now this is about network address translation. So it uses 16-bit port number feed. So there are 60,000 simultaneous connections with a single LAN site address. So here the NAT is controversial. So here the router should only process up to layer 3. If you look at these network address translations, the network address translation tables are maintained at the router. The routers are placed at the network layer. So here these are able to process the data up to layer 3 only, because network layer is the third layer. It is not possible to implement the same thing for the upper layers 4, 5, 6 and 7. So it violates end-to-end argument, and the NAT possibility must be taken into account by application designers. For example, peer-to-peer applications. So it has to follow the guidelines from the upper layers also. So address shortage can be because IPv6 uses 128-bit addressing, IPv4 uses only 34-bit addressing. So if you look at there is a problem in this network transversal problem. So here the client wants to connect to server with IP address 10.0.0.1. This is the client. He wants to connect to this one. The server address 10.0.0.1 local to LAN. The client can't use it as a destination address because this is the server address. So here the incoming datagram destination address is 138.76.29.7. So you have to actually, this router has to translate this address with this address for all the incoming datagrams. Here if we look at the solution, here this network address translator has to statistically configure the NAT to forward the incoming connection request at a given port to server. Here actually this is the server, this is not the client. If this is the server, it is not possible to perform this network address translation using this NAT. If it is a client, you can directly map the things for all the incoming datagrams as well as for the outgoing datagrams. Here one of the solution is statistically configure the NAT to forward the incoming connection request at a given port to server. For example, this is the IP address of the incoming datagram and port number is 2500. Always forward to this IP address with port number. This it's not 2500, it's only 2500. Here we need to change the some of the things which are part of network address translator while forwarding the datagram to the servers. The universal plug and play UPnP, Internet Gateway Device Protocol IGD, Internet Gateway Device Protocol, Internet Gateway Device Protocol. So if you use this Internet Gateway Device Protocol, it allows the NATed host to land the public IP addresses. So this is the public IP address, this is the incoming IP address. It adds or removes the port mappings. It can add or remove the port mappings between router and server or router and client. So it automatically forward the incoming datagram to the server. It automatically performs the NAT port map configuration. So this is another one. This NAT has to use IGD protocol, Internet Gateway Device Protocol. So because of this IGD, the NAT can land the public IP addresses. It can add or remove the port mappings. The other solution is the relaying. We are going to use the relaying. For example, the same thing used in Skype. The NATed client establishes connection to relay. Then external client connects to relay. NAT client establishes the connection to relay. Then external client devices can also connect to the same relay, because the relay bridges packets between the connections. So here we are going to use the relay, for example, which is used in the Skype, which are used to establish the connection between two client devices or client and servers. So this is client device, relay, then another client device. So here these are connected through relays. Connected through relays. So this is the thing used in Skype. So connection to relay initiated by NATed host. Then connection to relay initiated by client. Then relaying established. So initially connection to relay is initiated by NATed host. Then initiated by client, relaying established the connection. Then those devices can exchange the information between these client and host. The next one is ICMP and IPv6. If you look at the ICMP stands for Internet Control Message Protocol. Internet Control Message Protocol. So these are used by host devices as well as routers to communicate network level information. So these ICMP protocol is used by host devices as well as routers present in the network, which are able to communicate network level information. For example, error reporting, unreachable host, network port, protocol. So these information can be communicated by host as well as routers present in the network. We can also communicate these echo, request or reply used by the ping. So here the network layer above this internet protocol layer, ICMP messages carried in IP datagrams. So here the ICMP messages will called as IP datagrams, Internet Protocol datagrams. So if you look at the ICMP message type, the ICMP message, type of a message, code of the message, and plus first 8 bytes of IP datagram that causes the error. If you look at the various ICMP messages, this is the type of the message code and description. So the type is 0 and code is 0, that is ping message, echo reply. Type is 3 and code is 0, destination network is unreachable. If code is 1, destination host is unreachable, destination protocol is unreachable, destination port is unreachable, destination network is unknown, destination host is unknown. These are the various type and code of the various ICMP messages. Those are classified using the type of the message and code of the message. Trace route and ICMP. Here the source sends series of UDP segments to destination. UDP segment is because it is a connectionless. So the first we have to set that to time to live to 1 millisecond. Second time it has to set to 2, etc. Nth set datagram arrives to the nth router. When the nth set datagram arrives to the nth router, the router discards the datagrams and sends source ICMP messages. So source ICMP messages type 11 and port 0. What is type 11 and port 0? TTL is expired. Time to live is expired. If it is expired, it can send type 11 and port 0 messages. Whenever the nth set datagram arrives at the nth router, it discards the datagrams and sends type 11 and port 0. TTL is expired. So here the ICMP message includes name of the router as an IP address of the message. So when the ICMP message arrives, source records what is RTT ma? Can anyone tell what is RTT? TTL stands for time to live. What is RTT? Please respond to the chat box at least. RTT stands for no idea. No one is responding. Man. So whenever the ICMP message arrives, the source device records the round trip times. RTT stands for round trip time. So we look at here the probes which are issued to connect various devices in the network. So UDP segment eventually arrives at the destination first. The destination returns ICMP port unreachable. The message is type 3 and port 3. Then the source stops transmitting the information. The last one is IPv6 in this topic. The motivation is in IPv6 that is 32-bit IP address only. So 32-bit IP address space soon to be completely allocated. So then we have to look for the other high-end addressing mechanism. That's why we need to we are going for IPv6. The additional motivation is the header format helps speed processing or forwarding, and header changes to facilitate QoS. Can anyone tell what is the full form of QoS? QoS. QoS stands for quality of service. So if you look at the IPv6 datagram format, fixed length of 40 bytes header. The header size is 40 bytes and no fragmentation is allowed. No fragmentation and reassembly in this IPv6 addressing mechanism. So if you look at the IPv6 datagram format, there is a field called as priority. So the priority is used to identify the priority among the datagrams in flow. What is the priority of the datagram? If the priority is more, then that particular datagram is uh, forwarded first. That is the importance of priority field in IPv6. First field is version 4 or version 6. Then priority, identify the priority among the datagrams in flow. Then flow label, next field is flow label. This flow label field is identify the datagrams in same flow. Then payload length, the total length of the datagram. Next header, identify the upper layer protocol for data that is specified by the next header. Then hop limit, we'll see. The number of hop devices that can pass through whenever the datagram is passing through the destination. Source IP address, destination IP address, and data. Here checksum. Checksum is removed entirely to reduce the processing of data at each hop. But if you look at the IPv4 datagram format, there is a checksum that is used for error detection as well as error detection. But in IPv6, the data is the datagram is more as well as address also. Here it is basically the checksum is removed to reduce the time. So whenever there is a checksum that has to process the data at every hop in the network. So here the checksum is removed entirely to reduce the processing time at every node in the network in IPv6. That is the thing you need to keep in mind. Then options field. So options field is so allowed but outside the header indicated by next header field. Next header field is nothing but options field. Then ICMP v6, new version of ICMP. ICMP we have seen right already. It's IPv6 means there is a new version of ICMP. The additional message types are included in ICMP v6. For example, packet is too big. Then multicast group management functions are also included in ICMP v6. If we look at the transition from IPv4 to IPv6, so not all routers can be upgraded simultaneously to process this IPv6 information. No flag days in this. So how will network operate with mixed IPv4 and IPv6 routers? So here we are going to use the concept of tunneling. Here the IPv6 datagrams carried as payload in IPv4 datagrams among IPv4 routers. Whenever we are using IPv4 routers to handle the IPv6 datagrams, we are going to use the concept called as tunneling. By using this tunneling process, these IPv6 datagrams are carried as payload in the IPv4 datagrams. We are going to keep this IPv6 datagram as a payload part in the IPv4 datagrams, which are processed by IPv4 routers. You can look at here. This IPv6 datagram is placed in the IPv4 payload, right? IPv6 datagram is placed in the Look at this ma here. IPv4 header fields process. Here this is the payload of the IPv4 datagram. So in this payload of the IPv4 datagram, we are giving IPv6 datagram. In this IPv6 datagram again, header fields, source and destination addresses, then UDP/TCP payload. So in this way, we can process the IPv6 datagrams using this IPv4 routers. So physical view, look at this tunneling process. Logical view, IPv6, IPv6. So are connected by using IPv4 tunnel connecting IPv6 routers. Here you can logical view. So IPv6 routers are connected by using IPv4 tunnel. But physical view, so physically if you look at it consists of, it uses IPv4 routers which are used to connect the IPv6 routers physically. But logically, IPv6 routers are connected by using IPv4 tunnel. This is called tunneling. The same thing here. Previous slide we have seen, right? So from this, we will understand how this transition from IPv4 to IPv6 takes place. A to B, IPv6. Source is B, destination is E. So B to C, IPv6 to IPv6 is placed in inside IPv4. Then B to C, IPv6 inside IPv4. Then E to F. Okay. So IPv6 adoption. So US National Institute of Standards estimate 2003. So there are 3% of industry IP routers, 11% of US government's routers adopted this IPv6. So it takes more time for deployment. So but use is 20 years and counting. Then think of application level changes in last 20 years. There are many application level changes. So this is about ICMP and IPv6. In IPv6 only, we have seen what is IPv6 datagram format, right? What is the motivation and what is the datagram format and how this changes from IPv4 to IPv6. Checksum is dropped. The option field is new, named it as outside the header. Then ICMP version 6, which is similar, which can be implemented in IPv6. These are the changes from IPv4. Then how the translation from IPv4 to IPv6 by using this IPv4 routers, right? We have seen by using the process of tunneling, physical view, logical view. Okay. Then I will see the routing algorithms in our coming classes. We are going to see the routing algorithms. One is link state based, distance vector based, finally hierarchical routing. We will discuss those things in our coming classes. Okay. So see you in our next class, ma. I am ending the meeting now. Is it clear, ma? Respond to chat box at least.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma. Thank you. We'll see the routing algorithms in our next class.